Blessed ones of the nations of the world, one more time, this is your brother Dan Moses, or say Yao Sakodie of TRC, Ghana, coming to you with a continuation of our exposés, Testimony, New World Disorder, on this lost day, Saturday, the 26th of August 2023. But before we begin with the exposés, Testimony, New World Disorder, we would want to welcome each other by saying Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagetam, welcome, Inganjoni, Benvindo, you are welcome, Kuso, Diwo, Tusanyu Senyor, Okukulaba, Mauya, Mingalaba, Boyeyi, Malamu, Karibu, Ekabo, No, O, Sanu, Dezua, Mkwandehina, Mitash, Duburo, Pezalovat, Bine I Vinit, Barigalus, Vita Iche, Ayubon, Dobridoya, Velkommen, Estan, Hozot, Walan, Anoman, bienvenido, namaste, swagetam, Kush, Hamadid, Baruch, Haba, Marhaba, Wanyong Haminida, Wanying, Nyejeko, Anyamime, Nyejeko, Wezolo, Novio, Mia Wezo, Akwaba to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. Testimony, New World Disorder, as we know, is the program through which we get to know what is happening to Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world in these times of global deception, delusion, and willful lies that are made up by some of the very people that we trust to be there for humanity and the nations of the world. Yet for almost 2 decades now, for the past 17 years, in worship of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent who is written of in the book of Revelation chapter 17, Babylon the Great, in their worship of her, have ended up bringing humanity and the nations of the world into this total global helplessness, while they have made America, taking America and Ghana hostage as the centers for the global evil pursuit. The agenda being played against humanity is no longer the destruction that conventional destruction that we have known to be perpetrated by the warlike and tearing down nations of the world anymore. They have stepped down their agenda by pursuing an agenda to seek to take over your soul, my soul, the souls of the entire human race. That is what they are doing. The Bible has talked about the era of the mark of the beast for the almost 2 decades now. That agenda is in full force and being sought to be unleashed on the human race, and is being perpetrated, practiced treacherously, diabolically, for the full force of the era of the mark of the beast to be unleashed on the human race. That is what they are doing, and for the past 17 years have been using all kinds of global treacherous diversionary tactics to shift our attention from what they are doing to the human race. But blessed ones, we are most grateful to God that by this same program we as well get to receive some divine guide, divine direction, divine insight, that we may know exactly what to do. So we are most grateful to God that He has not left us in times of global helplessness. Let's bear in mind the government of Nana Addo Akufo, Ghana, the administration of Joe Biden, evil stakes within the United Nations, the Ban Ki-moons, and those that think that they have the right, they own the United Nations. They have been the people, the Hillary Clintons, the Joe Bidens, the Barack Obamas, the Ban Ki-moon, the Nana Addo Akufo Addos, the tribalists of Ghana, the Mahamudu Bawumies, They have been behind the global evil agenda, tearing down Ghana, America, and the nations of the world for almost 2 decades now in the worship of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent. But blessed ones, we are not moved, no matter how many lives that they have cost us in Ghana, the lives of diplomats, politicians, religious leaders, young and old. No matter how many lives that they have cost us on the African continent, their treacherous agenda against the African people and tearing down innocent African lives secretly. We are not moved because we know that the Lord is with us until the end of the world. Akufo to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder, Humanity and the Nations of the World. This is Expose Part 262. 263 is going to be what to do. And we want to welcome us one more time to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder, Humanity and the Nations of the World. This is the Lord's Day, Saturday, with the Lord bringing to us this expose. It's been recorded on the 25th of August 2023, but since the new terrorists have been saboteurs perpetrating terror against us since our arrival in Ghana, they have been sabotaging our posting. So our posting takes almost 4 hours for you to see, but we are not moved. So that's why we see us being recorded a day prior to the posting. So we begin the posting and it takes us almost a whole day. But it's okay. Akufo to the program, Testimony, New World. So you must see the nations of the Lord. We would want to understand this, that the world is in a state where you would either have to be on the side of God, on the side of humanity, or on the side of the enemies of God, the side of the enemies of humanity. You would have to be on the side of the protectors and the defenders of life, or on the side of the destroyers of life. There is no in between. There is no in between. Just like we know that God is a good God, and the devil, the wicked one, destroyer, is evil. And you cannot be on the side of God and on the side of the devil at the same time. You are in a moment of decision. Are you the Ghanaian that believe that these soul takers, the perpetrators of evils against the human race, who have hijacked Ghana and America, you endorse, you approve that they should continue killing Ghanaians cowardly in secrecy, like they have done for almost 2 decades, 17 years, killing Ghanaian diplomats, politicians, religious leaders, and are covering up willfully using state institutions and machineries, state intelligence network and technology. The same applies to in the US. Which kind of Ghanaian are you? Which kind of American are you? Are you the Ghanaian that believe in your land and your people? Are you the American that believe in your land and your people? Or you are the type that believe in the global evil forces and the takeover of your nation for global evil agenda pursuit? That is the situation. It doesn't matter whether you are a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, a Rastafarian, a Shintoist, a Baha'i, no matter who you are, as a member of the human race, male or female, you are at stake and your soul is at stake. Either you are yielding to the worship of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent, to the ceaseless tearing down of your nation and the destruction of the life of the innocent, or you are saying, I am on the side of the Lord God Almighty. I am on the side of humanity against the destroyers of the world, against the destroyers of the human race. Akwaba to the program Testimony New World Disorder. I have made my decision. I don't believe that you as a Christian, as a Muslim, as a Judaist, you could be killed and your life could be destroyed by haters and wicked forces because you say you are a Christian, because you believe in Christ Jesus, your Lord, or because you believe in Yahweh, because you believe in Allah, your God. Nobody should hate you and come to destroy your life. That is what I believe. What do you believe? Are you on the side of these global evil forces that treacherously have been destroying the life of the innocent based on who we are? Because you are a male, they will kill you. Because I am male, for the past 17 years, they have taken the mind of a fellow human being, a woman, to seek my killing and the destruction of my life. 17 years. They have ended up killing my innocent people. And the state, the nation, have sided with her. Some of the people in my nation have sided with her in covering up the blood of their own people. 17 years. They have killed my presidents, my diplomats, my journalists. Amidst all this, I have said to myself, I believe in Ghana and the Ghanaian people. United Kingdom, America, Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa. We are in a moment of decision that you have to make up your mind. Do you believe in the African people as they being equal to every other human being in the sight of God and must be in the sight of all men? Or you believe that the African people are the seed of the Antichrist and we must be destroyed and the evidence covered up willfully against everything that is called law? Or you believe that the African people were created as equal to every other human beings and nobody has the right to, by hate crime in worship of this extremely dangerous undercover, continue killing us in secrecy and tearing down our lives in the pursuit of hate crimes? Humanity and the nations of the world. Akwaba to the program Testimony New World. In the Bible, my God says something, that He knows the thoughts that He thinks towards you, thoughts of good and not of evil. God says He knows the thoughts. It means God thinks, and He has a brain. If He doesn't have a brain, how would He think? So today I'm in the book of the same book of the Bible. It tells me that whatever is good, whatever is true, whatever is of good report, think about it. These global evil forces, they want you to live in the world as a robot, not understanding what they are doing to us. Although you are in the church, but you have no understanding of what is happening to you as a believer. You believe you are sitting in the mosque and you are holding onto the name of your God. However, these global playing forces are playing you and you don't understand what is being done to you. You are in the mosque, you are in the synagogue, and yet they have infiltrated the synagogue, playing you, and you don't understand what they don't want you to use your redeemed, your regenerated mind. They want you to live as a robot And then they play you with the media ceaselessly while they tear us down. Where do you belong? Let me help us to think about one thing that will help you to make the decision whether you'll be on the side of God or you'll be on the side of the enemies of God. You'll be on the side of humanity or you'll be on the side of the enemies of humanity. These enemies of God, enemies of humanity, they are in every nation of the world, every human institution of the world. They are in the courts, they are in the hospitals, they are in every academic field of the world, they are in every family of the world. They are infiltrated everywhere. The CIA know the truth and can attest to what I'm telling you, that if you think that it's not possible for any infiltrating force, for these global infiltrating forces to take over your to infiltrate your Flagstaff house or your Jubilee house or your executive, your judiciary, your parliament, if they don't have what it takes to infiltrate, the CIA can attest to you. Global intelligence community can attest to you that the CIA itself can tell you that there is no nation of the world that the CIA is not operating. Did you hear that? I'm saying go find out from the CIA whether they doubt or there is any institution of the human race. You are shocked, eh? Your Congress, your Senate, they are there everywhere. The police service, the military of the nations of the United, they are everywhere. So you have to understand that it is possible for this global evil pursuit to be on every nation of the world and every institution of the world. They have already infiltrated your family. Yes. Now, I said I want you to think about this. Those enemies of God are the same people. Those enemies of humanity are the same people whom for generations have been playing the Israelis and the Palestinians, exploiting their situation. They never want to see Israel or Palestine live in peace or happy. However, they have entrenched themselves in positions as though, you know, the bad cop and the good cop in America, they know that. They put on good looking face that they are for the peace of Israel. They are for the. Why are the same? That they are the same people that are fanning the situation. Every issue, every conflict that arise out between Israel and Palestine, they are the same people, and they are the same people that will themselves. They stop the war. Don't fight. Don't fight. They are the same. Fight. Kill more. Did you hear that? Okay. That is why, so long as the world continue to be run by these global evil forces, forget about anything called the peace of Israel or the peace of Palestine, because they believe that when the problem between when the Israelis are living in peace, Palestinians are living in peace, and their problem is solved, you understand? How are they going to get their funding? How are they going to continue getting? Some have their salaries, allowances, bonuses tied to the bleeding of the human race. So they never want to see your nation, the war in your nation, cease. They never want to see the nation in your nation cease because they exploit it to their greedy gain. They are in the United Nations, they are in the US House of Senate, the US House of Congress. But your Flagstaff house, your parliament, they are there. Every evil that the world sees, they invented and find way treacherously push it down the throat of humanity. But at the same time, a section of them are playing good face as though we are stopping the problem. Ghana, America, and nations of the world, we know that it is never the nation Iraq that was behind 9/11. America, let us think, we know this. However, it was possible for these global evil forces shake the minds of representatives of the United Nations and confuse them. We have a proof of the weapons of mass destruction, and let us go and destroy Iraq. Nobody within the United States could stop them. Nobody in America could stop them. They did what they want to do because that is how they want the world to run. Don't get confused. Relax. I'm saying that those same evil perpetrators that destroy nations and destroy the human race, they are the same people who exploit Israel and Palestine. They are the same people who were behind what happened in Iraq. They are the same people who have been behind the noise that we hear. Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, terrorists, Al-Shabaab. We hear them take over the news and taunt our minds with Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab, terrorists, terror. They do it over and over using the media, put you in fear, and they go about secretly pushing down their guard, toxic down the waist of the human race, seeking to possess your soul. Why is it that, as I want you to think, why is it that during the so-called COVID-19 agenda era, they medically terrorize you, the entire human race, we were never hearing anything. Suddenly, all we knew before that was terrorism, Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda, and terror. During when they invented the COVID agenda, quickly they swept the agenda by which they played the world. ISIS, Boko Haram, terror, Al-Qaeda, they muted all because they knew that it was no longer sustaining their agenda. They have found a new one, which is COVID-19. They lauded it. And they used it to divert our attention from that evil agenda. Do you know that? Do you know that currently you are no longer seeing so much terror, global lockdown, the COVID-19 counts that they were perpetrating against us? You no longer hear that. And all you were hearing was Russia, Ukraine, Wagner. Russia, Ukraine, Wagner. And before I left US for Ghana, they have quickly, you saw that the Wagner aspect was folding. That is how the world runs. Did you hear that? Always a means must be found to plague the world by the enemies of God. They are behind the bleeding of Russia and Ukraine. The same people behind the COVID-19, the same people behind the generational suffering of Israel and Palestine. They are the same people. They only repackage themselves and their agenda into a different form. They were the same people behind the Zika virus. They were the same people behind the Ebola virus. They are the same people. They invent their agenda as to how they want the world to run, how they want to play the human race at each time. And they make fortunes at the expense of blood. Are you in the church and you believe that my Reverend Dr. David Nabemado has been killed by the new terrorist, and you believe in Christ Jesus, and your belief in Christ Jesus tell you that you should conceal the blood of my Reverend Dr. David Nabemado? Are you the kind of believer, or you believe that justice must be served and you should not be killed because of you are a Christian? Did you hear that? I am a Christian who believe that his blood must be accounted for. Didn't hear what I said? I'm saying that, are you the kind of Muslim that believe believe that the hate crime that was perpetrated against innocent Muslims of the nations of the world under the guise of Bin Laden, the hand of Osama Bin Laden, and innocent crimes were committed against innocent fellow humans and being covered up to now. In the worship of this extremely dangerous, or you are the kind of Muslim that believe that no. You are created just like every other human being, and such heinous terrorism cannot be committed against you. Hear this. I'm saying that. Are you the deist who believe that these new terrorists who operate in America have taken their hatred? The enemies of God who operate within the government of Nana Addo Akufo made their hatred grow, and they began the secret killing of Jews by killing an innocent Jew in America before the Jew will be born. Are you the kind of Jew that said, we are partners with America? You understand? We have traitors within the government of Nana Addo Akufo, and we must bond with them and cover up the beginning of the killing of Jews. Where do you belong? Or you believe that you are a Jew and you are created by Yahweh your God, and nobody has the right to begin your killing. The end of the world marks with the beginning of the killing of Jews. It's a comeback that evil. When we see the global evil forces amassing their weaponry, and that is why the Lord closed any discussion with Joe Biden, with anybody within the United or anywhere concerning the heinous crimes of this undercover agent in 2021, 2022. I've told the White House over and over again that you think you are sitting as a president, but you know God has finished with you. Mene tekel apazin. Understand, Joe? Your case was closed when you took your evil and hatred for the African to the killing of the Jews after the mega terrorism against the American people. God closed your case. So we shall have no discussion with this extremely dangerous undercover agent. The case is closed. The counsel of God concerning the evil that she pursued in the house of God against the name of Christ Jesus my Lord. That counsel is what shall happen. And Joe, you can't do anything about it. Ban Ki-moon cannot do anything about it. They can only continue to go that they will play God and play human beings. And yet, unless justice is said, they shall see that they don't own God, they don't control the world, and they don't control your life. I call about to the program, testimony, the world is on. There are some of my own family members. Everybody, you have the mother side of your family and the father side of your family. I belong to a father's side family and a mother's side family. In Ghana, some of whom, because of their love for money, for the past 17 years, sold my innocent soul to wicked forces in America and Ghana, the Nana Addo Akufo, the traitors, the tribalists, to get me killed because of their hatred for His Excellency John Evans Addo, my father. And they killed John Evans Addo. In secret, they cut his sword, his life short. They destroyed his life, and it has been covered up to now. These same people, some within my family, believe that there are some of their family members who can be killed and have gotten killed, and they must stay alive to take bribe money to cover up the blood of their own people. Did you hear that? Some are in my mother's family, some are in my father's family. They have aligned with the soul takers, the actual faces behind the terror that humanity have been. They have aligned with them. It is their choice. One of such family members was the one that was carried from Ghana to South Africa. South Africa after the cutting short of the life of His Excellency John Evans Addo. For the past 10 years, they carried him to South Africa. And from there, He's been a secret terrorist on the behalf of the government of Addo Akufo and the wicked forces in the US against South Africa. 10 years, aiding secretly to cover up the killing of Lucky Dube, aiding secretly to cover up the COVID-19 agenda the people of South Africa were being terrorized for. He has been brought down to Ghana the moment I arrived in Ghana. He came to pass the night here in my room. Alright? It is a decision to be on the side of the new terrorists, to be on the side of the enemies of Ghana, traitors of Ghana, to have his own family members killed due to his greed for money. United Kingdom, according to the program Testimony New World, I've told you, I would explain to us why I have to go. The Lord has to take me to the United States one more time in the year 2022, in the month of October, after your nation's government was being torn down by wicked forces in Ghana and in America, within the United Nations. I've told you I would expound that, why God took me there, for the sake of your nation. During the rebuilding of Jerusalem wall, one of their hand was holding the building too, while the other hand was holding the weapon of war, contending on the behalf of God and building the walls of Jerusalem. That is the situation in which I am since I came to Ghana. Unless you are in Ghana, you would not understand why the exposés have not been coming as regular as maybe at least twice a week. God knows. If you are in Ghana, you are in Dowenya, you can attest that we have been working diligently doing the counsel of God, while we are at the same time getting the exposés to you. So don't get confused. God is still in control. The killers of the Ghanaian people would never get away. The extremely dangerous US undercover would never get away. Now, they took an evil mind in my own family to South Africa to go aid the covering up of the heinous crimes of this US undercover agent for 10 years. And in their willful evil pursuit, they cost the life of my uncle in worship of this extremely dangerous. They killed him in secrecy, Confanote Teaching Hospital, 6th of November 2019. When they have killed my uncle, the agenda for this extremely dangerous, the global terror forces who have taken over the United States, the Ban Ki-moon, the Hillary Clinton, the Barack Obamas, the Joe Bidens, the Akufo Addos, the Mahmoud Bawumias, the Osla Owusus, the Oforiates. Their agenda for that so-called family member to cover up the killing of my uncle is that they should make up the nonsense that my uncle was the kind of stingy type who was so mean that he would not even let go of his money to his own children, and that my uncle entrusted her daughter with so much money, and the daughter wasted the money with the boyfriend, and it killed my uncle. Do you hear? After forces within the United Nations, within the US government, within Akufo Addo's government, have used Confanote Teaching Hospital to kill my uncle after killing my Reverend Dr. Nambe Babu and killing my Kofi Annan in secrecy, and it was overwhelming them. They began killing my family, and they killed Nadan and Opoku and orchestrated an agenda from South Africa that the guy should push the agenda that it is the uncle in cover up of the killing of my uncle in the office of this experiment. They should play the U.S. Justice Department because the case was before the Justice Department. Push the agenda by the network behind it that my uncle died for a reason that he was stingy and could not entrusted the daughter with money, and the daughter wasted it with a boyfriend, and my uncle died. This is how wicked they are. They sought money at the expense of the blood of my family members, and they killed my uncle, and they made a way to fool the family. America, United Kingdom, the same people that have hijacked my family took over the family, and by their bribery, coercion from within the United Nations and from the US government, they sought to tear down my family completely, that there will remain no family for me in Ghana. They in their minds orchestrated the removal of an innocent daughter of my uncle Nana Daniel Okwedi swiftly from Ghana to the United Kingdom. But at the White House, I have expounded to the American people, humanity and the nations of them, that it was the Council of God. Just like Queen Elizabeth was brought to Ghana during the Second World War to seek refuge. It is the same way that God has taken the daughter of Daniel into the United Kingdom for a purpose. But the government of Nana Addo thinks within the family that purpose that until they see me killed in worship of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent, they shall continue to sell the innocent in the family out. You don't know the counsel of God. Akufo to the program Testimony New World Disorder. United Kingdom, you shall be shocked as to what was happening to you when your prime minister, your government was toppling here and there from 2022, from Theresa May to His Excellency Johnson to House Prime Minister Strauss, Liz Strauss, to Ras Sunak, that the world did Ghana was the center of that evil. My family was exploited in that evil pursuit, but God was in it. Be still, we shall get there. Let's end here and continue in what to do. We are not in a haste, we are not in competition. We know we are in battle on the behalf of the Most High God, and you have to decide whether you are on the side of the enemies of humanity or you are on the side of humanity. You are on the side of the enemies of God or on the side of God. Christ Jesus is my Lord, and I commend him to all men are created equal. God bless you. And God bless my homeland, Ghana. Medical terrorism have been committed under the guise of COVID-19.